The Prosecutor's Son. Author Sashikana. Chapter 2. In Chapter 1, we learned that Janechka, a fourth-year IRFAC student, just went to work as a waiter at a closed VIP party in an elite nightclub. There she was spotted by one of the kind of sobbing guests and wanted to get it right here and right now. And even for good pay, Zhenya tried to explain to him that he was a waiter, and that's what other girls do, of whom there are many, and they are much more professional. However, Vostryakov did not lag behind and ended up being punched in the face. He was so enraged that he ordered his subordinate Stepanov to gather at least 3 more and teach it to him. And now the action is already taking place in Stepan's boomir, where Zhenya sits kidnapped right outside the club between 2 armed guys. I realize that I'm a fool, but maybe I'll still apologize. They look at me like it's such a wonderful exhibit and smile radiantly. The conversation doesn't stick, but we're driving and we're driving so fast. But gently. Somehow I would say smoothly, although sometimes quickly maneuvering between cars. Noting to himself that he is a great driver, but this is not at all in my favor right now. He probably wants to get out of town quickly. Uva gentleman. Yes, but it's too late to say that the one on the left is brunette and he shoved me into the car so quickly and continues with inspiration. Look, what plan is now? We will fuck you and then bury you in the woods, but alive or still strangle you at first will depend on your behavior. Here is a kind man, telling me in detail about his grandiose plans and also showing that he has a holster under his jacket, or rather, jacket. Fucked up. It's true. Choke me to the point of fucking then, who's pulling my tongue? But as much as I was already a little upset by such a statement, I fell, so to speak, into frustration. And if it's seriously scary as it has become. I didn't understand this, and so confidently beacon me the knee of glasses, we'll leave you so that you'll forget your name, but if you don't resist too much, you'll fall asleep peacefully before the burial. I look at his smiling face and try to figure out where he's still pissing. They won't bury them, their hands are not sharpened for this. He's bluffing, but with part 1, the questions here are fucking probably normal. They seem to be young, although they are tired late. Maybe they don't look tired. Gentlemen, can we meet?
Bent gentlemen.
Who am I fooling? I'm scared, but I'm trying very hard to control myself. In fact, this is already an article about kidnapping. But if nothing happens, and they just drop me off somewhere, then it doesn't count. And if they don't drop off a fool like me, I now see the one on the right who is connected to the one who periodically looks in the rearview mirror while driving and also smiles. It seems that this is exactly the one that sketched me in the hallway. The guys are in a good mood. Indeed, we anticipated a pleasant continuation of the night. Only for whom it seems pleasant, not for me. Zhenya Evgenia is a future lawyer. Sorry, I don't have a business card with me, but anyway, if anything happens, please contact me. Well, here I hinted that I'm not just anyone, but after all, almost a certified lawyer. Interestingly, this didn't please them at all. Clearly, they didn't plan on being my clients, and clearly they didn't think they'd have to fuck a future lawyer. Probably this is paid at a different rate, but they have apparently already fallen in price. I'm fucking scared. I try very hard to pretend that, here's calmly independent, just useful. I'm in a fast-moving locked car with 4 pretty sturdy guys, 2 of whom have guns. And now evaluate my chances for these fucking Zhenya. But now it's too late. The one behind the wheel noticed, so not at all joyfully, and the one who was next to the driver somehow turned around and looked very dissatisfied. But not at me, but at these 2. Yeah, he can already see clearly that this plan is not so much that he likes it. Andrewka's colleague nearly threatens your dad. The one on the left addressed this disgruntled individual. Nice to meet you. Andrei. What does your father do? I was trying to build rapport, thinking about how his father's job might help me now. Breathing deeply, I tried to calm down. And Andrei is straight Apollo. Or I'm already imagining it because it's as if he's against this idea. Shut up, otherwise right now, without introducing himself again, the one on the right said. But I really don't need this at all. Somehow such bad pictures popped into my head. I don't like this at all, you're unfriendly, I remarked, feeling disheartened. Not a single church again. The one on the left is sincerely surprised, and the one on the right that somehow began to suspiciously reach for the flaps is fucked. Well, it's clear that the doors are locked. And the speed is decent. And those two beside me are armed, along with Andriuka and the driver. It seems we need to do something urgently. By the time he unzips it, it may already be very late. Guys, I have to tell you something, since we're having such a frank conversation. This is where I was already starting to bluff. What should I do? I should have at least somehow jumped off this topic. Fuck, you don't prefer me to do two at once. And the one on the left has a fee. Sorry, but I should have said I'm pouring it from you. But her face was so serious and sad. They slowed down so much, especially the flap. Are you hooked on processing information? But Zhenya. This is what the one on the left, who is brunette and has not yet introduced himself, asked with frustration. Well, that is, bury you right away, yes, the one on the right clarified. Andriuka was blonde. And driving? But like blonde something is almost like me, it seems to me, you rush to conclusions. Gentlemen, again I tried to smooth things over, that I was carrying what kind of gentleman, but what difference? And we will check with enthusiasm, said the driver. Oh, guys, how can this be checked? I really didn't catch up with the flight of thoughts right now. Yes, there was the smell of the driver. What is the awareness in the medical aspects of STDs, and what does it smell like? But in general, I wash regularly and thoroughly. Guys, I clarified the features of my personal hygiene. I was getting less and less funny. Yes, you can wash your dick there, noted the driver. Is there any experience? But I didn't clarify that. In the meantime, as expected, we left the city much faster than I could have imagined. And I was so hoping that gonorrhea would upset all plans, and now transfers are beginning to flash. It's a dark reality show. Only I wasn't going to participate in it. Where are we actually going? Oops, Chaitan said. There appears to be an inconsistency. But in the forest, where else to bury it? I don't doubt it, the brunette said. So Den can come to your dacha, she was offered to you in this direction by Shatan. Well, yes, it's more convenient at the dache, that is. He still didn't think much about burying the brown-haired man. His fly was almost unbuttoned. And the shovel, I probably forgot these. We already know two names, but what advantage does it give me? Who knows, maybe none. I won't take her to the dacha, Den said. Guys, turn away from the forest. We discussed that if it doesn't go according to plan, I subtly suggested gonorrhea again. You're lying. The brunette gripped my neck harshly, clearly frustrated by the plan's failure. Then Andrei suddenly turned around. Hey, what's happening? It's him about the indecency, the squeezing of my neck. Andrei was so handsome, you can't even say otherwise. Blue-eyed blonde. But maybe who only likes Brene? But then, of course not. Daughters, you're worried, your dad, if anything happens to cover us, as Den so calmly noted, my dad, as you put it, has nothing to do with it. Andrei sharply reprimanded him, and clearly something in Dad's word made him nervous. And it wasn't just the familiar address itself. And who can cover our ass for the prosecutor? And here I knew everyone by name. He looks like someone. But he looks like, but not much. Don't let him spill our boss over such scams. That this is a complete trifle, kindergarten on straps, so to speak, Den noted. And this information clearly brought Andriuka already in a state of frustration. But the more they quarrel, the more likely they are to lean on someone. Well, that is, Andriuka's dick will turn out. He got here. He really didn't fit into all this ugliness. Well, yes, the prosecutor's son, but that's what happened to me. What about a part-time job? What's actually happening? I didn't sign up nervously at all, Andre said. And so you only ride models, but sorry, they didn't give him a ride today, the brown-haired man fucked him up. To be honest, Andriusha didn't seem like a model lover to me, but I don't know, maybe I imagined myself like this, knowing so much about human souls and sexual patterns of behavior, so to speak. No, it's just that Andre is apparently worried about his health. Guys, riding honestly is so painful. And then I made a face, she said. I'll check everything, as the driver and Stepa said so confidently. We have a professional who will figure this out. Encouraged by the day. And you, dear, rubbing your throat, turned to Yakshatin. But Stas, what do you think? You remembered the names and this will help you in the other world. Stasik said.